Hi, Chef Leah here with Blue Dragonfly Catering, here in the beautiful James Room at Phillips Recreation Center. Today I'm going to show you how to make gnocchi. Now, when I first started looking at making gnocchi, I thought, oh my goodness, there's no way I can do this. And I made my first batch out of desperation, and I'll tell that story in a minute. It was so simple. And the nice part about it is you can actually make it gluten-free as well, and that's my story. So what we're going to do here is I've got a potato and I have my flour, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the flour and the potato together. Can't talk today either. And I am just going to get that all worked in. I always say your best two pieces of equipment in the kitchen are your pans. Make sure they're very clean. And once I get this mixed together, I'm going to take one egg, just crack it in there, break it up, and I'm going to make this very simple dough. Now, I only added just a pinch of salt to this. You can add any seasonings that you want. Italian seasoning. We have something at the catering business called Dragonfly Does, which is just a nice combination of salt, pepper, and garlic. So as you can see, it's starting to come together. Turn this out onto my work surface. And I'm going to start putting it together. And it's a little sticky, which that's okay. So we're just going to put some flour down. And just in the video like I did about the European flatbread, we're just going to knead this together until it starts coming together. Takes about a minute. Now, I told you my story was gluten-free. I love mac and cheese. I don't necessarily like gluten-free macaroni noodles. So I had seen gluten-free gnocchi at the store, and so when I went to go buy some, they told me they quit carrying it, and I was like, oh, and I was just craving mac and cheese. So out of desperation, I went home and I made gnocchi, and I did make it gluten-free. And all you do is substitute your AP flour, your all-purpose flour, for just a regular 1-to-1 gluten-free flour. Does the same thing. Now, as you can see, I've got a nice little dough here. I'm just going to spread out my flour that's on here. And this will make a lot of gnocchi, so you can actually freeze this. So if you're going to eat it right away, what you want to do is you want to divide this into, this one I would probably go about 4 pieces, a little bit of flour. And I start by rolling it between my fingers, and then I start rolling it out until I get a nice, long, even rope here. And you want them, about a 1/4 inch. And you'll find, if you're looking at my videos, everything in the oven starts at 400 and everything's about a 1/4 inch. So just so you know. So we're just going to keep rolling this out. And this is a good recipe to get your kids involved, because this is like rolling out Play-Doh. So I'm going to just keep rolling it out. Now, if you're going to have this for dinner, you're going to have a pot of boiling water. You do want to salt it, but you don't want to salt it until after it starts boiling, because if you put the salt in the beginning, it sets on the bottom of your pan, and as the water is heating up, it will hit the bottom of your pan, so you don't want to do that. So as you can see, I'm kind of getting a long little guy here. That's okay. Try to get it as even as possible, even if you have to work on little sections individually. And we're just going to take that guy off. This is getting a little bit too long. Alright, and from there I'm going to step back here, and I'm going to grab a knife, and you're going to make little dumplings. Now, if you see the ones in the store, they tell you about rolling it down the tines of the fork. I've never been able to master that, so that's just something, if you want to do it and impress your friends, go right ahead. But you're just going to get all these little dumplings, and you could be rolling out and cutting while your water is coming up to a boil. And then what I do is I do all of it. I take whatever amount I want to have for dinner and I set that aside on a dry, clean kitchen towel. The rest of it I roll out, I put it on a baking sheet with a little bit of flour, and then I throw it into my freezer so they freeze individually. And after that, I just put them in a bag, put them in the freezer, and pull out what I need, or I bag them by dinner, so if you're serving 2 or 4 or 6. But this is the quickest, easiest way. Again, you see how simple. This is all in real time, folks. This is not anything that's really being edited. So if you have any questions, please get a hold of me, Chef Leah at BlueDragonflyCatering.com. And just because we're doing gnocchi, we are having our Mediterranean series, and at the end of October we're actually going to have a Taste of Tuscany. So I hope that you guys will look up that class. It will be a cooking demonstration due to the COVID protocols, but you'll still get to learn a lot, and I'll make sure that I have some samples for you guys to try. So hopefully I will see you soon. Have a great day. See ya.